Hey, what's up everybody? This is Flashback Toys and Collectibles, and today I'm going to be opening up a mini Soundwave Transformer. And this is from the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy toy line. Here is a closer look at the front of the packaging. So it looks like he does have a couple accessories inside here, and I believe there is a small tape that ejects from him, but I don't think the tape transforms, but we'll find out here shortly. Let's take a look at the back. And here we have a couple actual pictures of the Transformer. Here he is in robot mode, and here he is in boombox mode. And it looks like it takes 8 steps to transform him from this to this. And it looks like this was manufactured back in 2021. Okay, let's go ahead and get this guy opened up. So I'll just use an X-Acto knife to cut around the bubble here and separate that from the card back. Then remove the bubble. And now we have to take the back of this off as well. And it looks like he's secured with a couple of straps here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut these loose. And pop them out of here. So here is what comes inside the box. We got the Soundwave figure and a couple of weapon accessories, and a set of instructions that show how to transform the figure. So it looks like one of the weapons is a cannon, which goes on his shoulder right here. And the other looks like a missile launcher, which can go in his hand right here. And here's a closer look at Soundwave. So he has the Decepticon logo on his chest right here. And he has some good detail with the buttons. Also has some good detail on the arms. And a lot of good detail on the back here. And the main reason I got this figure is that it has a nice retro look to it that reminds me of the G1 Soundwave figure, which I'll show here in just a few. And it looks like the cassette compartment does open up, so let's go ahead and open that. And inside here there is one tape. And this appears to be Laserbeak. But unfortunately, this little cassette does not transform into robot form like it did with the original G1 Soundwave Transformer. But this is still a very cool addition to this little figure. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this cassette back in place. So it does have a couple of tabs on the inside of this compartment to keep this cassette in place. So we'll just slide that right into the tabs, then close it up. Now before we transform this guy, let's go ahead and do a quick size comparison with the original G1 Soundwave Transformer. And as you can see here, there is a giant size difference. So this little guy here measures at about 3.5 inches tall. And this guy measures at about 6 3/4 inches tall. But as far as the overall look between these two figures, it's pretty close. I mean, we got a pretty similar color scheme. There are some differences in the cassette compartment area. On this guy, there's some gold trim kind of surrounding the compartment for the cassette area. And on this guy, it's more chrome. And then also the heads are a little bit different. If we take a close look at the heads here, you can see some of the differences. This guy's got red eyes, where this guy's got yellow eyes. Also, the sides of the face are a little bit different on this little guy as well. Now let's move on and transform this little guy here. So first, I'm going to try to transform this guy without looking at the instructions. And if I can't make that happen, then I'll go ahead and cheat and use the instructions. So I'll pull the weapons off here. It looks like the head can turn around and then go into this compartment behind him here. Then the arms can fold behind him here. And the hands can fold up into the arms. Then the arms can be rotated inwards. Then the feet can be folded up into the legs. Then the legs can be folded up towards the top. And it looks like there's a little notch on the leg here that lines up with a tab on the side of the body here. And then I'll do the same thing with the other leg here. And now this flap can be folded back down. And now he is in boombox form. And I believe the weapons can be stored on the back side here. So this can go right into this hole on this side. And this weapon can go on this side. And here's an up-close look at Soundwave's disguise in boombox form. So it looks pretty good from the front side, except for the feet look a little bit weird, how they're sticking up here. But from the back side, it doesn't look quite as good. But it is nice that I can store the weapons when it's in boombox form. And how cool would it be if this thing actually played music? I know we have technology now that's small enough to make that happen, but it would make this guy quite a bit more expensive. I think I got this guy for like 10 bucks, maybe a little bit less, which I think is a pretty fair price for this figure. And just for a transforming comparison, I'll go ahead and transform this guy as well into boombox mode so we can see what they look like side by side. So this guy's head swivels around, then folds down. Then the arms go back. Then the hands can suck up into the arms, like so. Then the legs can turn sideways, and the feet can be folded in. Then the legs can be folded up. And here's a side-by-side comparison with both of these transformed. And I guess when he's transformed, he's actually called a stereo micro cassette recorder, but I think it's easier just to call him a boombox. Now let's go ahead and take the tapes out here. We'll set those side by side. And as you can see here, this Ravage cassette tape is almost as big as this Soundwave figure. And before we get out of here, let's go ahead and transform Ravage. So his head pops up, tail pops down, front legs pop out, and rear legs pop down. And there he is, Ravage. And I almost forgot, let's go ahead and compare the back sides of these. So here is the back of the original Soundwave, and here is the minifigure. And from this side, they still look pretty close to each other. And here's my final thoughts with this mini Soundwave transformer. I think this guy's really cool, and he's got a lot of detail, especially for his size. And having this little micro cassette that can actually go inside the compartment is super awesome. Okay, it's now time for me to go. If you guys like this video, if you could hit that like button, and please subscribe. And have yourself a great day, and I'll see you next time.